Hello. This passage of time business sounds very cliche, almost boring, and people generally, the passage of time heals all wounds. You can find 8,437 million phrases on the passage of time. I'm here to explain to you in relation to your narcissist and getting through things. It really, it's a very powerful realization when you think about time passing. For example, I keep a daily planner. I've kept one for years. I have them 30 years old. I can tell you what I did in 1989 on Wednesday in June. Do you know what I mean? I'm making light, but I do. I keep them and I have them, which means I have one for last year. I'm right now, 3 days ago, 2 weeks ago, 4 days from now, I'm going through all of my disaster dates. At least a bunch of them when they really hit is like right now. And I look back on my daily planner. Today, this is my daily planner, okay? So I write everything down. See how messy it gets? Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I look back, which I didn't need to, because you know your disaster dates, they ring in your head, right? And if you're new to this channel, I've defined disaster dates in the past as those dates that hit you, that something happened, you found something out, the truth came to light, you caught him, her, whatever. And it's a disaster date, it stays with you, the dates. And I had made a video once about when those dates come up the following year, try to make them new dates for yourself. And I've been doing that. It just doesn't take much. It just means you need to make that day poignant in some other way, so then next year, June whatever, will represent the anniversary of what I did this year. This is last year's. So I'm looking through, and you go to last year. I'm telling you right now, look at all the different writings. I was in an anger. It was just like things are highlighted, things are in pen, things are different. I was finding out this was last June. This is 2020. So this was last June compared to this June. I cannot tell you the difference in the passage of a year between my life last year, between say March and June, and this year, between March and June. It's 1 year, guys. It's 1 year. Now that's a long time for those of you that are sitting in a hell loop like I was in 2020. And for most of the year, not just June. It continued. Oh yeah, it continued. Most of this, yeah. So, but it's very punctuated when you're a hard copy person like I do. Like when you keep it pen to paper, I'm not just remembering what happened. I can see it. I wrote it down. And you might say, well, doesn't that bother you to look back? I generally don't look back on my daily planners unless somebody asks me something. I'm known as the person. Ask Renee, she'll know. When did we do that? When did we go to that concert? Was so-and-so on that vacation? Did we go to what restaurant? I'll know. And if I don't, that's weird. I was tired. I didn't write it down. You know what I mean? So it really punctuates to me, and I'm here to explain to you the difference in how I feel right now. When I look at that book from last year, oh my God. I was drowning, and I tried to work it out. Like I kept trying to keep the contact and keep the relationship going in the face of thing after indiscretion, after transgression, after insidious gaslighting, after triangulation, after all summer. This is just the beginning. June, July was not even the beginning. Bad dates had happened way before June and July, but June and July was full of them. August, September, full of them. September, really full of them. Like it just, and I think back and it's a year. So the time does pass. I never thought I would snap out of whatever spell I was under last summer. I want to make sure you understand how far in it I was. I wasn't making videos last summer. But I think I've conveyed to you with my words, with the videos I have made to you, and the honesty I share with you, which you know I'm an open book. I was raw last summer. I was devastated every day. I didn't cry every day because I think at some point the crying stops, right? No matter what the situation or what the relationship or what, well, that's not true. I can think of some situations that you would probably never stop crying, but let's not, you know, like if somebody passes or something, like I don't want to think about that. But if it's a relationship kind of cry, it does pass. And the height and the sensitivity of the pain lessens. Now, you might say to yourself, well, you ended up leaving your narcissist, Renee. That's why it lessened. I ended up leaving my narcissist. Yes. That helps it lessen. Yes. But I did become, even when I was in the thick of it, I did become desensitized. And I started to not be as upset. I saw that change happening in the relationship. Because even though I still, last month, I don't think I knew narcissists yet. I started researching a little bit right now, a little bit after right now last year. So I don't think I knew it yet. But I had already started to become, this guy. But I was in it with my heart. But I started to become desensitized because if somebody does something to you over and over and over again, that's what happens. And the danger in becoming oversensitized over time is that you accept that behavior as normal. Right? So, as I'm going through the anniversary of all these disaster dates, and I've been doing different things, not even on purpose, I really have a fulfilling, wonderful life, and a lot of things are happening right now. So, per happenstance, it is that my anniversary dates are being filled with a lot of wonderful things, okay? Because I've put it out there that I want wonderful things to happen. I've been working on a lot of things, and they're starting to happen. I've had friends in from out of town. I'm doing some you know what I mean? Like, it's falling into line that these disaster dates are getting filled up by new memories this year. I feel like when I view where I was last year, even today, this exact day, it's astonishing to me where I am now. And a year is not a long time. A year is a long time when you sit in a year of abuse with this person, and you may be one of the 30, 40 years sitting in abuse with this person. One of the comments on one of my videos, the woman had left him. She's been away from him 10 months, and it was 30 years. I only read the comment once, but I didn't even re-look it up when I just said that because that's the number. I know I read it right. 30 years, and she feels wonderful. She's been 10 months. That passage of time for her must be so exhilarating because she's in a completely different state right now than she was 10 months ago. And it's impossible to not feel the power of it once you get here. And when you look back, maybe you don't have daily planners, but you do know where you were last year. People keep electronic records, I understand, whether they have like the calendar in their phone, or do you have some kind of computer thing that you do, or people generally kind of can say where they were, I think, not maybe to the detail I can, but think about where you were last year. Now, you might say, Renee, I don't want to think about last year. Last year, I was in a better place. Okay, so then if you want to think of it in terms of clips of years, then where do you want to be then next year? And where next year do you want to say you are as compared to this year? Do you know what I mean? That's what led me to do this channel, if you recall. and I said it in the first video and maybe once or twice since, but if you're just joining us, I stood out there on New Year's Eve in my home last year. I went out, but I got home before midnight because I'm not into driving with I went to my friend's house a mile down the road, but Minnie and I were here, and they do fireworks all around, and I'm standing out there and I'm looking at the lake, and it's like 11:30, and I had been through all of this in 2020, and I vowed that going forward to this year, I would put it to good use and make a video every day and tell you what I learned. That's 6 months ago. I was still in it 6 months ago, like in my head, in my, that's a lot of time that goes by like that. Now you might say again, I can't even picture being a year from now. I'm too entrenched. I can't even picture breaking out of it. How did you get there? The passage of time itself, whether you're with the narcissist and just getting fed up and getting desensitized and you end up leaving them over maybe this next year is the year during which you may end up leaving your narcissist. But you have to ask yourself, what do you want to look back on? Like I knew I was not going to come this New Year's Eve of 2021, and I knew when I was standing there last year on New Year's Eve, I will not be standing there this New Year's Eve saying, I should have done something with all of that I learned. I should have shared with people my experience. Maybe they could benefit. I should have done that. Oh, heck no. I made a vow. And I'm very excited about it. I love this journey with you guys. So you have to say to yourself, what do you want to be saying about yourself in a year? Do you want to say, boy, June of 2021 was awful. June of 2022 is just as bad because I'm still here, or I'm still handling it the same way, or I'm still, do you know what I mean? Because again, not everybody can leave. You can't just blanketly tell people to leave. People are married 40 years. They're not going to leave because they now understand narcissistic personality disorder and go find a new boyfriend at 80. It's not going to happen. So we got to talk to the people that are still with their narcissists as well. But in time, and those people have probably well learned how to handle their narcissist by now. But if you are in a place that you anticipate this is not forever, you can feel it, you've lost hope, you're becoming desensitized, then you need to think about, okay, so where do you want to be in June of 2022? And are you taking steps to get there? And are you going to love June 2022 or July 2022 or August 2020? I say June because June is when the stuff blew up. More so than previously. That's when there was like a blow up. Yeah. I would call that like the break up. Yeah, was June. Well, one of them. So I look back in and I'm thrilled with the passage of time over the last year. I'm thrilled to know the progress that I made. I also never a year ago thought that I would snap out of it. I was very, very despondent, and I was very, very... It was a hopeless situation, I felt. I did not see an end. I did not see me getting strong enough to expel that from my life. Becoming desensitized happened first, and then I realized that that was dysfunctional, that I was thinking this was normal behavior. Not normal, but I was dealing with it on a daily basis. Because you're dealing with the indiscretion, daily. It's not just the day that you had it. And then by the time you maybe can put that one into a compartment that you can deal with, he does another one. So it felt like a daily struggle, regardless of how many things happen to you with your narcissist. It's a daily painful struggle. The last 3 months of my life have been blissful. To finish the sentence of where am I this year as opposed to last year. And there is no one romantically in my life. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with, connecting with, now I've always been pretty connected with myself, but it's reconnecting to yourself. It's taking time to do this, and this for yourself. And your list is different than my list is different than the next person's list. But it really is concentrating on you. Or like if children, you have a pet. Minnie is very camera shy right now. She's just not wanting to be on the camera. I tried to sit her in her seat. She walked over there 10 times. But I know you probably miss her because the thunder, for some reason, makes her sit over there. That's where she wants to be. So I'm sorry if you miss seeing Minnie's little face. But I feel like I wanted to express that to you because if you're feeling very pessimistic and very despondent, I'm here to tell you I was there a year ago. I looked it up. When I look up what happened on certain days, and June and July specifically, everything came to a head, and it was ugly. It was ugly, and I was in it. And you feel like you can't get out of it. I did. Here I am now, a year later, on a new book. New book. Lots of smiley faces in this book. Lots of visits with friends. A little bit of traveling. You know what I mean? Exercising. Trying to get back to that. I'm so bad with that. But I want you to know that you can look forward to it, because if you make changes for yourself, and I was the one that had to do it. There was nobody that was going to tell me. There were people around going, Renee, are you out of your mind? This guy, my God, get rid of him. Doesn't matter who tells you, but you look at the truth of your situation. And if you don't like it, change it. And if you can't leave, you can at least take some power back. And just decide, what do you want to say to yourself, and where do you want to be next year at this time? It's powerful. It's powerful. And you will make a change, because a year from now is going to happen anyway. Whether you do and move in direction that you want, it's going to come anyway. It came. Here it is. We're now summer of 2021. And in summer of 2020, I never thought I'd get out of what I was in. So think long and hard about where you want to be next year at this time.